Okay. Yeah, it's a weird camera angle. Fuck it. It's fine. I wanted you to see this fucking again. Say, it's whatever. I'm obviously fucking offended.
Yeah, I was gonna make that comment later. Like, it's kind of like you're offended.
Just wait till you hear his comments. It has nothing to do with like really offense. It's like, wait a minute. Are we in like 1995 having this conversation? Like, what the fuck is going on? It's fucking just. So, I don't know if you know who Danny Brown is. Okay, you're familiar with him? Oh, yeah. All right, so yeah, he had Steve-O on. At the end of the episode, there's this moment where I guess they do like a spin the wheel thing, and I think the wheel itself is composed of like fan questions or people in the audience questions or whatever. And what came up was, well, you'll see here, is a Game of the Year discussion, and yeah, it's very, very interesting. Hang on, we'll edit this out. Do we need headphones? Let's see. We'll find out.
I like the way you guys do this podcast, man.
Well, hang on. Before we get there, I've seen a fair amount of Steve-O's show, and I just want to, like, right off the bat, like, his demeanor is very interesting, and what I've heard, he's on a podcast run. I think he has his fucking
Wild Ride or whatever.
No, it's what is the fucking tour he's been doing? His bucket list tour or whatever. I think is now like coming out in like a video or something like that people can watch.
He's been on a bunch of podcasts.
So he's been on a heavy podcast tour, and from what I've seen, like what was the one I was looking at? Before this, where it's like Eric Federline show. It's like a show where like it's so overly satirical, nothing like and he doesn't seem to, because they say off the top things like they are like, would you consider Bam to be the Matthew Perry of your crew? But that is the show. If you fucking have not seen the show and are not prepared for that, like, I feel like that's on you a little bit, you know? And so, yeah, it's just been interesting because his demeanor, I know he's fucking sober. 100%. He looks closer to drunk than I've ever seen Steve-O look in probably like the past 10 years because he's fucking depleted right now, right? Which I'm 100% before all of this. I'm a fucking ADD person. I have a hard time. ADHD is the phrase. Like, I have hard times. It's tough engaging all of the time, you know, and it's okay to be tired. Like, I'm not upset at him for being in a bad mood or anything like that. Totally fucking fair and fine. It's unfortunate for him that he gets to be filmed for it. Me, I get to lock myself in a room and fucking just exist for a while. Yeah, right? Exactly. You know, so I'm fucking not trying to completely throw him under the bus, but these comments just felt like so far removed from what I expect from Steve-O, and then I come and find out that like this is a pretty fucking set opinion that he has about video games and video game players.
We get ready to get up on this motherfucker in a minute, man.
I like the way you guys do this podcast, man.
Game of the Year nominees. Steve-O, you play any video games?
Man, I think that video games...
Hang on, let's start out with the most simple question. It's a yes or no question right off the bat.
Yeah.
right off the bat. Do you play video games?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. It's like, no.
Stop. We can get into that after you answer the question.
It's like that famous, like, when somebody starts their answer off with, I don't want to be an asshole. But, well, they're about to be an asshole.
100%.
Cast, man.
So, yeah.
Game of the Year nominees. Steve-O, you play any video games?
Man, I think that video games are really, really dangerous. I do.
Like legitimately dangerous.
People sit there on their fucking ass all day long playing a goddamn video game where their physical health just turns into.
First off, the consideration of physical health. Good for you, Steve-O. So fucking happy that you have figured it out in your life, but holy fucking hypocrite, bro.
No, and hold on. That is taking like
Holy fuck.
that you could go like,
oh shit, I've just fucked up a camera view.
that
My
could
fault.
be as simple as
Yeah.
should I keep talking?
God damn it, I ruined everything. Yeah, keep talking.
Like
It's a well
if they were like, oh, Steve-O, best fast food burger. Do you eat fast food, Steve-O? And he's like, well, here's the thing with fast food.
right.
You know, anybody that indulges their time in a fast food is just not eating healthy, and they're just fucking deteriorating their life away. It's like, wait,
you threw in an extra
yeah, that's why it's more offensive. That's what makes it more offensive. It's even more.
It was intentional, sure.
No, no, it wasn't. But you get, it's like one of those things where it's like, whoa, dude, like, yeah, there's people who like probably should do more than playing video games. There's people who should are fucking going to the gym all the time playing video games. There's people who shouldn't drink. There's people who can, it's like you've taken South Park's version of the World of Warcraft episode and went, that's a video game.
That's everyone.
That's everyone for you. It's like,
it's what it is.
What?
It's what it is.
Sitting on my ass like
every drinker is a severe alcoholic. Every person who smokes weed obviously does nothing with their life,
Yeah,
and I'm it's the most stupid.
I want no, you're fine. It's what I want to do in my free time. If yours is reading a book, fine. Mine might be playing video games. Doesn't mean I never read books. You know what I mean? It's like this, the one thing I love about video games is a really well done video game lets me control the action. I'm in the driver's seat.
And it takes someone who just doesn't know to make a comment like that, right? Because, bro, you want to talk about art and development, right?
Dude,
the experience that you're having, it is on par with modern cinema sometimes, right? The experience, the story, good games
Red Dead,
are fucking on par with that. And it's not just inactively sitting and watching. It's engaging, bro. It's mental. Not everything in the world is fucking physical, dude.
Here's my other counter argument to what he says. He's like, yeah, fucking loser's gonna sit there all day and fucking make unhealthy decisions and play video games all day. Anyways, watch me backflip off the top of this house.
Right.
Oh, my back. It's
Hang on. No, we'll get there because he makes a comment within this that is just so mind-blowing to me, considering his history, his influence on society. For him to make this statement is just so... it breaks my brain, so we'll get there.
Okay. I like
absolute garbage.
Danny Brown doesn't seem happy with this. I get the vibe.
Dan Brown, look at the fucking background. Dan Brown's an avid gamer. His fucking know the show you're going on to, motherfucker. Dude, just say no, I'm not a gamer. There's no reason to criticize the entire fucking audience listening to the show in the meantime.
I wonder if Steve-O reluctantly went on this, because I don't think Danny Brown's as deep as he was, but Danny Brown's biggest thing was he's always yeah, man, I'm dropping acid all the time.
No, he's clean and sober now. They talked about it earlier.
But still, it's he doesn't talk negatively about, you know what I mean? I've heard Danny Brown go I never knew, I was pretty sure he's heading there, but he's yeah, I just think I've reached my point where I gotta do other stuff now. But it's but he's not sitting there going
they have
all these other fucking losers out there.
They have a whole conversation about sober productivity that is fucking really fascinating and interesting, dude. That is absolutely the conversation to be had. But to then turn and go, so drugs was a bad thing for me, and I found a good outlet in video games to be your outlet sucks. Mine's that's what this feels no, I go out and do shit, even if it's stupid shit that should never.
It doesn't make sense, because what if somebody from his perspective, shouldn't he be more so seeing another thing of there's totally. I mean, imagine somebody who's I play video games now. It's helped me. With sobriety.
Good for you.
Yeah, good for you, dude.
Good for you.
Good for you for finding any sort of outlet other than
as long as you're healthily engaging with the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fucking thing. Because you're not. Your generalized version of gamers exists, but it is so ignorant to how many other gamers out there exist as well, right? And that's
gaming is one of the biggest industries in the world now, and it's only growing.
To make that fucking assumption,
it just shows how out of touch he is.
That's kind of the point of this video. Of like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Steve-O, you're on YouTube. Like, you're social media fucking goddamn. You count on everyone doing nothing with their life and watching your shit.
Yes.
You fucking damn it.
The whole point of a YouTube.
It makes no sense.
That's such a good point to bring up, though, because
you count on those people,
you're
motherfucker.
Those fuckers and guess what? Most of them are probably playing games while your podcast is
I'm
on
one
in
of
the
them.
background.
Sorry about that, dude. Sorry that your podcast fit into my fucking gaming lifestyle and made you fucking money.
Right.
Physical health just turns into absolute garbage. Like the human body becomes an actual piece of garbage.
Is Bam an avid gamer?
Yeah.
Was Steve-O an avid gamer?
No. And I think with me, like one thing I thought, I
don't understand the correlation he's trying to make.
Getting off of certain things, like, dude, you can't then turn around and judge people.
This is literally your mom when you were like watching TV as a kid, being like, this is the conversation that people had about couch potatoes watching television all day, right?
You watch cartoons
now we're
all day.
interacting with the fucking thing, stimulating. Actually, dude, go read fucking studies. You read he watched a documentary. Hang on.
Oh, God, here we go.
It leads to his greatest joke ever written.
You just sit on the sofa fucking all day, every day, and you're playing these video games.
He does look kind of like
literally.
No, he's tired. You know what I mean? Like, he's absolutely exhausted.
Tell, and again, when I'm tired, I am not. I can be an asshole,
dude.
You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. I prefaced all of this with that he's tired.
You
fine.
did. You definitely prefaced it.
I'm also gonna undercut all of that at the end of this as well. That excuse applies here, but I can show when it didn't apply.
I mean, and then you've got like a whole. It's almost another level of shit where then people are just sitting there for hours and hours all day long watching other assholes play video games.
Or make videos, or skateboard, or whatever. You literally produce skateboarding videos so that people could watch you skateboard. Skateboarders could watch you skate, or non-skateboarders could watch you skateboard. They're not doing the thing. They're watching you do the fucking thing, bro. Oh my God.
I'm really shocked. I'm really shocked he went to the next level.
I'm so fucking lost. And
when his biggest platform is YouTube, and watching people who could be comedians or could be podcasting.
Oh my God. It's like watching a 600-pound person call an 800-pound person fat. I mean, you see this fat slob over here?
It's no different. It's no different than him being
like. That's bad enough. Sorry.
That's no different than him being like, I can't believe people are sitting there watching my podcasting rather than getting out there and podcasting.
Dude,
like, what the fuck are you watching? What a loser sits around and watches somebody podcast rather
without podcasting.
Without going out. Why aren't you podcasting while watching me podcast?
Right? Yeah. What about the people making the video games? Are they also?
And then they're just getting fat.
It's so dumb. It's
like, dude,
it's so dumb.
This is like talking to my dad.
No, it's fucking crazy. That's what I'm saying.
Dad, you don't.
So out of touch.
Dad, you love fishing. You know there's fishing video games, right?
Dude,
why wouldn't I be fishing? I don't know. What if it's fucking snowy out?
If he's,
you like golf?
Yeah. If he's never played a video game in his life, fucking fine. You're not into gaming, whatever.
That's all you gotta say.
To then be like, fishing's so dumb. What do you do out there? Like, what you could be out.
It's a non-weed smoker that goes like, oh, weed's disgusting. He's like, you've never even tried it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like. Like, you don't get to weigh in on it if you're like, I would never touch this stuff.
Yeah,
okay. I am not against you not touching it, but you don't then get to chime in on what it does to somebody.
It seems very bold of him to, he's doing the thing, you know. He's casting the stones. And,
I was listening to a
he's
podcast
living in a
recently.
glass house.
Like just yesterday probably, and he was on it, and I turned it off because it's a podcast I haven't listened to in a while. It's a Doug Benson movie podcast, right?
Benson's still doing shit? Okay.
Yeah, but he had Steve-O on, and Steve-O like explained his new special and stuff. And like the thing is like Steve-O's explaining his special, and like nobody's interested. It's like, well, what is it? It's like, well, it's all the stunts never allowed on MTV or anything. It's like, but these things are offensive. These things, I almost died like several times. It's like,
he lives in the world that he thinks everyone thinks this is the greatest, most amazing thing.
Well,
like,
yeah.
Oh my God, how brave and bold.
And even Doug Benson said something like, "Oh, okay, so who asked for that?" You know, and it was just like,
right.
And Steve blew it up. He's like, and Doug goes, "Okay, so no, yeah, just don't answer that, then."
Dude. Yeah,
it's just like, dude, but your whole new special is kind of the dumbest thing I've ever like. In my opinion, Jackass.
Have you watched it?
No.
Yeah.
But it's like what he's talking about is like, well, it's more stunts he's done, but these are like the more offensive, probably grosser ones.
Yeah.
All these other things. Like,
no, he brags about the fact that 5 people like passed out at the filming of it and
Here's
stuff.
one
and
where
like,
he's like, he took a epidural or whatever and then tried to see how long he could sprint, stuff like that. And you're like, dude, but he's like, it's illegal to do this because it's super dangerous. It's like, right. But like, what if you had paralyzed yourself by trying to run while you're out? You know, like what?
The idea that you're out doing this and then turning around and judging people genuinely breaks my fucking brain. You are the epitome of do whatever the fuck you want, and you're like judging people. Jesus Christ.
Well, I don't want to be a dick. But I feel like it has to be said. He got sober, but he's still falling on stunts. Like his comedy career clearly hasn't taken off. I've watched some of his comedy stuff. I don't really find him funny. It's a lot, and most of what he falls back on is his stunt days and Jackass and telling stories like that.
Which, you know, that's his wheelhouse. Fair enough.
I get it, but I just don't find his stand-up funny.
Yeah. And
if he was killing it in stand-up, I gotta imagine he probably wouldn't be doing these things that are almost killing him.
I just feel, he's feeling a little bit like maybe like a Fred Durst or something like that, who's like, if people don't like my music, it's because they don't get it or something like that. And it's like, no,
but then
we
Fred
get
Durst
it.
goes
We just
and
don't
then,
really,
like,
we didn't like it.
Mockingly dresses up like an old man, and it's like, well, but what are you saying, Fred?
Yeah, right.
What are you saying? Because I think you're not picking up on what we're all saying. Like,
it just feels like the people who like deflect criticism to the idea that like they just don't get it, and that's why they don't like it, rather than that people can just be like, no, I just fundamentally don't like that, dude. I don't enjoy it. You know?
The homophobe priests are usually the ones you gotta
right.
you gotta go, wait a minute, let's look at his track record.
Right.
Hours and hours all day long watching other assholes play video games on YouTube. I don't get it, man. I don't get any of it. And there's also the speculation that video games inspire violence.
No, dude. So the beautiful thing about this, you won't realize this until the end. This is the preface of a joke. He knows that that's not true. This is literally a setup for a joke. So just let it play out, dude. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't get it, man. I don't get any of it. And there's also the speculation that video games inspire violence. That like violent.
See, he laughs.
They really
good.
Said they think that all these shoot 'em up video games are making people into like school shooters or murderers or whatever.
So good.
And they did a scientific study. I watched a documentary about this on an airplane. Scientific study. The results showed that video game violence does not lead to real life violence. Mm-hmm. However, it also concluded that playing video games for hours and hours definitely leads to becoming a complete fucking loser.
Oh man, goddamn.
An absolute fucking waste. And I just feel
okay. Now we got to jump back because let's go a year ago. Steve-O's on his podcast because I was trying to find this clip and then I fucking found another clip. I was like, oh shit, he's done this before. Funny, you know? And so this is him.
I was on an American Airlines flight. There was a documentary called Are Video Games Really Dangerous? Or does video game violence lead to real life violence? And I thought, ooh, that's an interesting topic, you know? Like, and I watched the whole thing. And they said, basically, to paraphrase what the whole takeaway was that there is no link between video game violence and real life violence. But there's a huge link between playing video games and being a complete fucking loser.
This is a year ago. He's not on tour here. Not worn out, not on tour. Like, this is a joke that he's banking in his head. And he's like, bro, this is money. Absolutely, it's money if we get you in right before Jim Brewer, or right after Jim Brewer, or like right before you do. You go out and say that one joke to his audience, every motherfucker out there loves it.
Yeah!
Loves you.
Yeah, you're
They
right.
love you, bro. So yeah, so again, this is a joke that he's banked. He said it before. These aren't, but here he expanded upon it. There it was a joke. Here he literally spent so much time explaining how he's about to agree with the joke that he's about to make. Right? You know how that's how he genuinely feels. He's still not done yet because he goes,
yeah, go ahead.
So, I mean, I know that I know video games are popular, and I know I'm not making a lot of fans for saying
they gonna call you a boomer. They definitely call you a boomer right now.
I know that I'm doing myself a disservice by making people mad at me for having this opinion. I get it. Like, I'm just kind of trying to be light and fun and lighthearted, but really, I genuinely just wish that, that people would live their lives the way they want to have lived their lives when they're on their deathbed.
What if that was wanting to play video games?
wait, there you go. The next statement is where it really goes.
And I also have concern that America's standing in the world as a nation is not being helped by video games.
You are worried about the way people are looking at the United States? Dude, you created a culture that exists, like the reign of your culture exists to this day. In BAM, I've heard he's doing well. Fantastic. And you're fucking worried. You're giving yourself fucking whatever enemas and shitting and you're worried about you have no idea, dude.
You don't
the
get to
frat
say
bro
that.
fucking bullshit culture.
You
dude,
don't get to say that.
Some of us can engage in your jackass stuff and find it fun and funny and then disengage, just like video games.
Yep.
Other people fucking are very, very influenced by it, and then they turn into fucking stupid pieces of shit that annoy
dude.
other people.
When Jackass came out originally, I was one of those stupid motherfuckers.
Me too.
I was at the perfect age where you're like, dude, get in that trash can.
I was a part of that
We're gonna
culture,
put you on
bro.
that roof, and we're gonna roll you right off that roof and see if we can land you in those bushes. And if not, that'll be even better, you know?
The idea of your concern after the
I can't believe he said that. I didn't even realize how mind blowing that statement was till you pointed out. Like, wait, you're worried about what people from other countries look at people who play video games in the U.S. as like, but what did you do?
Have you even looked at other countries? Look at the video game rates of fucking how many people are playing.
South Korea, gaming's huge. China, gaming's
huge. It's the
huge.
most just ignorant, stupid
gaming's
fucking
huge.
thing.
Gaming's the next. It's like right up there with movies nowadays, dude. A good movie or a good game makes billions of bucks, dude.
No, but it doesn't matter because it's about the person playing it and who they are, and that they're apparently a piece of shit for doing that.
The thing is that's
I know you're
about
talking.
That statement is video games is such a big industry. Where like, dude, if a kid's playing video games, what if he goes and becomes the next God of War director or something? It's like there's a definite career path in video games now. And it's not stupid anymore.
And it's so frustrating.
These guys are making more than he's making.
It's frustrating too because he's missing his avenue of where he could actually have a conversation and help here, right? Is the people that have an unhealthy relationship with games.
Yeah.
But rather than talk directly to those individuals, he is,
or rather than
lumped us all into a room.
I always thought he was a bit more, I guess, worldly or smarter than that. Like, I would understand if you were somebody who's like,
you were of the age, you grew up in the era. How are you unfamiliar?
If he was to say look, I don't get them, but
the most simple.
I think it's a waste of your time, but at the same time, I jump off things for a living. You know what I mean? That's what
the
I
point.
expect.
The lack of
That's what I
self-awareness
expect
here
from
is
that.
just like almost like he has to be fucking tired, because the first joke we watched, like you can see him laugh, like he seems to be a little bit, and he does say like, I know I'm pissing a lot of people off, right? That's the point, is the difference. And I don't know, maybe on the last one he spent a lot of time like talking shit about video games. Oh, my favorite part of this too is look at what it says.
Our video games. Our video
games
games.
really making a difference. And
no,
you're worried
our
about
video games really dangerous.
Bro, goddamn, man. I've listened to, I'm not going to throw any one person under the bus, but I've heard a lot of your crew sit and have like conversations before. You guys have a tenuous grasp of like the fucking English language.
Dude.
Me too. But I listen to you guys talking like, what?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
The difference like between him and like someone like Johnny Knoxville now, who Johnny Knoxville's been very adamant about. He's like, well, I'm trying to get out of like the jackass
Johnny Knoxville talks like a normal person.
Yeah, and he's like, you know, and he'll be the first to be like, yeah, that's dumb. I mean, he's like, most of the dumb ones I do myself just because it's like I don't want to put other people at risk. But now it's harder being a dad, where you now gotta like, he's like self-aware. At least that he's like, yeah, it's tough being Johnny Knoxville, and then you're raising kids, and you're like, don't jump on the couch, you'll hurt yourself,
right?
You know, but he understands like he's like self-aware at least, and acknowledges that and teaches his kids a certain way. But it's like Steve-O is not self-aware whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just something about the idea. I don't know. When it comes to the group as a whole, Preston Lacey.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking not Danger Aaron. Preston Lacey, fucking Brandon.
Hmm.
No, I don't know if I'm gonna put Ryan Dunn in this category group.
I don't know what the category is.
Yeah, I know
I'm just
you
listening
don't. And Johnny Knoxville.
Uh-huh.
Speak like.
Oh, okay.
When you listen to them talk,
yeah,
they feel reasonably educated. And my goal here is I'm not fucking super educated. My goal here is to not like dismiss uneducated people. My point is the idea of what feels like possibly a bunch of like high school dropouts, like growing up to like then tell all of us like how to do things and stuff.
Well, and
feels just unaware of where you are when you're saying that, what your position is, what you've been through to come to. Like, there's more considerations that need to be had before you make a statement like that goes, hey, look, guys, like you said, I understand. I know. I was here. This is what I went through. This is what I grew to.
That's so
rather than just the throwing judgment from the fucking top of your fucking dude. Yeah. Oh,
because it's the same kind of thing of like, man, it's you're like,
bro, I've
acting like an asshole, and you think it's still funny, but you don't realize like this is the same shit you used to like. Dude, I took risks.
Good for him. He took risks. He tried something, and it worked out for him. To then go, hey, you know, to dismiss the amount of luck in, dude, for any person, I don't care how talented you are.
Yep.
To dismiss the amount of luck involved in that process, to be seen, to be discovered, to become Joe Rogan's fucking best friend.
Dude, if he wasn't friends with Joe Rogan, what do you think? Where do you think half these people would be?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, no.
Not on Netflix at the very least.
No,
you know,
I mean,
maybe
like,
Prime, maybe Showtime.
Let's say Rogan never even got into podcasting.
That may not be true because Brendan Schaub didn't.
No, I know, but I mean, like, let's say he didn't blow up with podcasting. I'm not saying podcasting wouldn't still be podcasting now, but it's like everybody in that group benefited from Joe Rogan.
Okay, yeah. That's
being a massive.
That's the point.
Like,
not you're a talented comedian. I find you very funny. Your new stuff, you seem removed a little bit. Like, fuck. I lost the thought. God damn it. What was my thought? What did you just say?
I don't remember actually. I gotta pee already.
All right, you go pee. I'll think on what I was saying. I remembered.
Okay.
All right. So, I think you're talented. I think Bert Kreischer is talented. I think there's a lot of talent amongst all of the group. but I also think that there are millions upon millions of other very, very talented people out there that will never be discovered, that will never, ever be seen because of the opportunity, the place, the time, the people that they knew, whatever it is, it won't work out.
Right.
For you to dismiss the amount of stars aligning that had to occur and just be like, I fucking did this. Dude, we all, there's a lot of us who fucking work hard that won't get there, right? But we're all doing that.
Right.
What you feel like you've done, that's what we're doing.
Yep.
We're just not gonna get there, but that's what we're fucking doing, right? And it just seems, so fucking far removed from reality.
Far removed.
And so ultimately that's that. That was something that I saw pop up on YouTube.
That's pretty
and
wild,
was
to be honest with you. It's weird to watch, not just
nothing
Steve-O.
like being lectured by your fucking
like
being a well-rounded 42-year-old doing pretty good with, and then being lectured.
Yeah,
by somebody.
And I think that's where I was gonna get to. It's like, it's weird is like all these podcasters and comedians I used to love. Now I feel like I'm getting lectured by, and like I'm looking towards new things. Also,
how are you not here too?
Yeah. I don't
what?
I have a hard time listening to certain podcasts now, you know, just certain stuff, because you're like, oh, he's got that guy on. I can't listen to that. I stopped listening to Tom Segura and stuff. The shirts I got from him. Yeah. Remember that whole thing?
Yo, fuck, that was such a cool thing,
That was such a cool thing. But now when I look at him and go like, well, I'm like,
what was it? Back when he was like mellow, chill Tom Segura, like his wife who follows him made some random comment about him not fitting in clothes or having clothes anymore.
So he was like going through his closet and he had a bunch of like shit he was given for free that's like expensive shit, but he's like, well, some of this I never could fit into, some of it I've grown out to. And he posted like, all you poors, let me know and I'll make us all look like. But that was back when it was funny, right?
Right.
And then so I got these
like, dude, a flippant joke as you've like made it and you're like, oh, I'm different now. Fine. It seems like you're getting comfortable with this joke. Like you feel like you're different now, you know?
But now when I look now, my wife posted some and it was perfect. I was in like kind of like a wife beater. I had a Paps and I was just got off work, like looked blah. And so he ended up sending me 2 really nice shirts. They're like $170 shirts. And in one of the pockets, he said something like, wear this with pride, you poor bastard. And again, I thought, like, oh, that's really cool. It's a signed note. That's cool.
But now I feel like now we feel like he's mad at us for like being poor.
It's just it's like not even jokes. Like his last stand-up, I just necessarily didn't connect with. But it's the stuff you see, like the whole flight thing where he got pissed about being treated like a normal human citizen, like an American citizen, where it's like, hey, dude, sorry, you're gonna have to check your bag.
Some random girl doing her job was doing a thing,
a chick doing
and
her
then
job.
you use your fame to like this random person. Like, dude, even if is that what they deserve to like be the fucking center of attention of the whole world and fucking thank God the whole fucking world was like, are you fucking serious right now, dude? Yeah. Because it's like
Jesus to attack, and then to come and attack people for being poor. Like, it makes those jokes not funny
like
anymore.
That's our intention.
Yeah, like,
hey, look at me every day we wake up. Did it again. Look at it. Yeah,
look at him. He's got to check bags like us normies.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's just... And so now it's like, I'll see those shirts.
It feels very, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Do you know who I am?
That's exactly what it feels like. And it's just...
And I feel like that's how you feel inside. Like, you're going to hear this and be like, well, yeah. Like, I genuinely feel that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I know. And that's what sucks the most, I think, is I feel like if like, let's say Tom were ever to watch this, he'd be like, you fucking poor pieces of shit.
Right. No.
And it's like, but I'm not, I mean, dude,
the defense mechanism would arise.
Yeah.
He'd go, I'm not allowed in.
You're too
not
poor
allowed in. And
I
then
can smell the pour through the camera. You know, it's just like, dude, but I used to.
That's what it feels like. I don't know if you would do that, bro, but like straight up, those are your actions, and that's what it feels like these days. For people who like watched you through the years, fine, fuck us, leave us behind.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit.
Yeah. And that's fine. You don't have to give a shit.
This is the reality of that, you know, and fine.
Yeah,
you're probably like, what do I give a fuck?
Yeah.
Here I am floating away. Fine. But, you know, it just is what it is. So, yeah. But and it also leads to the fact, I mean, everything we just said, and I was going to say this earlier, is like, it's now created a whole counterculture on YouTube of people being like, dude, these guys' heads are getting fucking big over here. Right?
Yeah, that's like, the thing. That's the
they
thing.
Think comedy. They think they are like saving people's lives, and like
that's the thing.
They're doing this like great. It's fucking. I don't know. Yeah, it's
but
fucking.
That's the thing
weird.
with YouTube now, though, is like you can easily find this stuff, you know, and you know, it's a blessing and a curse, because I do think cancel culture in a lot of ways is like,
no, I don't. That's not cancel culture.
Exactly.
Counterculture is not cancel
that's
culture.
Exactly
right?
That's exactly what I'm saying. But I think there's just a gray area nowadays, because I think people get too confused. And
well, no, yeah, absolutely. We said this before. Like all of the counter fucking culture that exists, like. We were kind of joking about like the videos. We'll watch them. They're kind of interesting, but at the same time, we're like, who's like worrying about this so much and thinking about it? You know, like to make these videos.
Canceled. I don't want Tom Segura canceled. I don't want.
Look at us.
I don't want Steve-O or Tom Segura canceled. But it's more so like, I just don't find your stuff humorous anymore. I guess, you know, like.
I mean, I think it's fair.
The jokes just don't hit for me anymore, and that's more where I'm like, your behavior outside of it is the other thing, where it's like, well, dude, just check your goddamn bag, dude.
This is the culture of the internet.
Well, then I go
if you fucking say something out, if you say something out and you're like, hey, people, here's what I said.
I don't want to be offensive.
They get a response.
I don't want to be offensive, but are you not rich enough to afford your own private jet?
I mean, come on,
because then you wouldn't have to check your own bags. You could just put your bags wherever you want, and if you weren't poor, you could afford your own private
100%,
jet.
bro. 100%.
Brittany had
Don't you have like aren't you rich enough that you could just hire an extra person to travel with you to
just hire
carry
a plane
your
to fly
bags
in?
so you don't have to
and then you have a second plane with the bags.
Come on, bro. Be just smarter with
They don't have to be 747s.
Come on. Just think ahead. You're smart.
Come on.
You're
maybe one less
Wait, you're
Ferrari.
one of those two things for sure.
One less Ferrari, you could rent a jet.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's it. Sorry, we do
we're poor.
This is the defense mechanism to everything.
Now I'm
This
upset.
is us doing that. Yeah. All right.
You rich bitch.
Mm-hmm. Buy from some poor motherfuckers.